Welcome back. Well, sorry about this episode. We lost the original audio, but there isn't that much audio commentary from this end. So, but we've got the entire audio of the what we've played, so we can continue on with it. But as you can see here, we're outside the Dyson Sphere Gateway. I just feel like we need to show you the route to get to the command center from out here. So let's go. So, here we are inside the Dyson Sphere. Well, this is where you usually come in when you come from the when you come from the gate. So, we take the right and we head towards the command center. Ahead of us is the cargo section, or ahead of us the entrance. That is, is the cargo section which we visited in the first episode of the Dyson Sphere. 2 episodes ago, and that was. Here we are heading back to the command center. Now we're almost here. Now we can hit the menu at the bottom. It's been to join command. And here we are, and it's been where we've been last time. Yeah. And you see, take this corridor, and we can visit Commander Girl if we wanted, or we can head towards the lab to the side. So now that console that's going in front of us shows our previous episodes, but which we've seen in the last couple of weeks. But as you can see, our previous 3 episodes, pretty nice. And we go for the door and we can see the next cutscene a lot.
I'm sorry for the delay in my response, but I needed to take extra precautions with my communications. After another round of disastrous tests in combining Voth and Sphere technologies, I was offered up as a scapegoat. I am no longer a member of the Voth Circle of Archaeology. But I've been doing this for so long, it's hard to stop keeping an eye on my former colleagues' experiments. Now my curiosity is tinged with a hint of fear. Their findings may be corrupted. When it was discovered that the Omega particles generated by this structure were sent to collection sites in the outer shell, the first thought was to blindly jumpstart this process, rather than to methodically determine its purpose. I'm afraid our leaders are so entranced by the perceived benefits of this advanced technology, they are willing to forego common-sense safety measures. Luckily, there are a few of us left who make safe and sane actions our primary objective. And luckier still, there are enough of your ships and soldiers causing problems inside our defensive lines that my actions are blamed on you. I'm not alone in this opinion. Our superiors are pushing hard to unlock this technology. There's a perceived lack of progress, and they are trying to make up for lost time. I'm sure you understand gravity as it applies to physics, but it also has a social component. When our leadership feels pressure, it is quickly felt by those below them. First by the military, then by the citizenry. The Voth have never taken kindly to dissenters. But there is no comparison between those who speak out against doctrine back home, and those who fight for basic scientific inquiry here and now. I fear I'll be discovered at any moment, but I fear even more that the work I'm doing won't continue on. Please stay safe.
End of file.
And we got a message for Nelen. So, where do we get all these messages from? It's actually part of the Dyson Sphere reputation. It's rewards for collecting the actual mastery rank. The ranks up some. Other than rank 6 doesn't have one pure because that Dyson Sphere was actually done way before the tier 6 mastery rank, but you've collected all of them. as well collected what's all but all four of them now, so let's see what part 5 is about. Which would have got when we've completed it.
We've intercepted new Voth military communications. I think they've outed your contact.
One file received at 0530 hours today.
I'm sad at the thought that this may be my final transmission. I've enjoyed our talks together, but I came across something tonight that is too important to leave to chance. I was recently assigned to the Circle of Material Sciences. Apparently, my expertise in using isotopes to date archaeological finds means I'm an expert in chemistry, at least to a military personnel officer. One disadvantage of keeping disciplines separate based on expertise is a lack of shared knowledge. Where my new colleagues added footnotes about inverted tetryon particles, I saw a connection to omega molecules, a connection of which they were unaware. On a small scale, my hypothesis yielded a small rift. Applied to the scale of this entire facility, this sphere was built to travel through subspace, across the galaxy. The Voth leadership was excited to learn of this discovery as well. Imagine an entire solar system full of ships hiding inside this sphere. Imagine teleporting them anywhere in the galaxy in an instant. I assure you there are Voth battle plans in the works right now using this strategy. My species is under attack near our home sector. The fighting has reached a stalemate, but there are still lives being lost on both sides. Every option is being examined to bring an end to the fighting, even the most extreme. I've seen reports on weaponizing omega molecules to destroy large swaths of subspace and lock our enemies into their own parts of space. I must put an end to my people's pursuit of such disastrous weaponry. I will not have a part in isolating the Voth race by making space unnavigable, even at the price of a continuing war. My work with the Voth is finished. Hopefully I will not follow suit.
End of file.
Go get him. Maybe you can find him before his people do.
And we better go get him. So we've actually, word is actually outside. So we beamed back to our ship. And as you can see here, we've got a location for him pretty neatly. But it's a good 200 kilometers away. So it's almost the entire map width of the map. So even though we're on full impulse, it's going to take a while, especially when we've not picked up some stuff from other stuff. But Tier 6 is something we was not introduced when it initially came out, so we can pick it up. This last mission is actually a replacement to the standard. Congratulations for completing Tier 5 of the reputation, and it would have been that would have just gone pop, and you would have got a pile of Dilithium and a max and some elite max as well. But this time around, it's not. This is a bit different. I mean, this was actually the 4th reputation around, and believe it or not, this one's one of the few that didn't get changed that much. Well, oops, we better not help them, but we're almost there. We see a boss gate pod. So we flying close, see if we can pick them up. And contact Nelen Exil. Unsaid thanks. Thanks for finding me. I've been out here in the debris, opening the Voth won't find him. After everything that's happened, I feel tremendous guilt for having Voth plans for destruction on a massive scale. If we could lose the galaxy, even to even contemplate. Perhaps I could join your crew and aid to keep such destructive technologies out of the hands of those who abuse them. And we get, with this mission, we get experience, 750 decimax, and 5 Voth genetic implants, and well, and a few other things as well, including a Voth bridge officer candidate for science, which is a bit weird, but I'll cover it. And you see here is Nelen Exil in his outdoor uniform, and you could have him join crew and be moving around. He's not a bad bridge officer, as I'll when I find him. You'll just I see from the temporal bridge officer from last few episodes ago, but as you can see, he's not got his science abilities are not particularly amazing, but he's got to be one, which is pretty nice. He also has a few. As admitted too, and well, I want to admit it myself, so it's not a bad thing for him to carry. Charge particle burst is a weird ability. I've used it before, not brilliantly. Gravity well, what I like to call the trickiest ability in the game. It really does suck. If you get it right, everything goes into gravity well. And Nelen Exil is actually strongly built for ground. He's got a splendid animation ground trait, which basically allows him to revive himself after so long and allow him to recover into walking and come back into battle after so long. Very few other bridge officers have this ability, and he used to be a pretty decent. He was pretty decent on ground just for that ability alone, because he doesn't stay out the fight for long when he's out the fight. He also has the ability to paralyze and slow down enemies around him, but won't happen that too often. But yeah, and any ability he has or will not, or you can teach him, he will be able to do pretty quickly. He also has covert, which allows him to be less tough and you don't hit him much. And his abilities are not 2 heals and 3 heals and some other stuff. So he's not a bad bridge officer to pick up if you're having trouble surviving on the ground. And with that, we're done for the most part. Now, we do have one final thing to say. We have a message from Tuvac preparing a mission for something about the Datassphere star, and he might need some help. Well, that is something we need to think about doing next week. We'll have a look. See you then. Anyway, this has been Mike Writer. See you guys next time.